to ensure the prioritization of stable funding allocations to safeguard the continuity of these vital programs and mitigate any potential negative impacts on the government of Liberia's development agenda. To enhance the Liberia Senate's understanding of the potential implications stemming from the suspension of U.S. foreign assistance, we respectfully recommend that the Committee on Ways to ensure the prioritization of stable funding allocations to safeguard the continuity of these vital programs and mitigate any potential negative impacts on the government of Liberia's development agenda. To enhance the Liberia Senate's understanding of the potential implications stemming from the suspension of U.S. foreign assistance, we respectfully recommend that the Committee on Ways, Means, Finance, and the Budget, along with the Committee on Foreign Affairs, consider inviting the Ministries of Foreign Affairs, Finance and Development Planning, Health and Social Welfare, Education, and Agriculture to provide a briefing this week. Such a discussion would be invaluable in assessing the socio-economic challenges this policy may pose for Liberia and on identifying strategic avenues through which we can support the executive branch in mitigating any adverse effects.
Yeah.
How is it going?
Yes, sir.
Well, yeah.
To the president's house. What's up?
Who president? Which one?
The current president.
What you gonna do to the people here?
The cause, we are meeting.
Who there? Who's out there?
Yeah, Ellie.
That's different plan. We're looking for you for her to conclude
Which
it.
one?
That one is on the phone. So, I know that WhatsApp is saved, but tomorrow
Okay, well, if I will call you.
do something heavy to that plan.
Alright.
And the people, I got my actors with me. We've been rolling around, so I told you were around. Me and Debbie, and some other
I have to the president, please. I'll if I will call you.
I told you that man, I'm president. You probably like to call him prayer too much. Yeah.
Got the title of the game, Alright.
I'm waiting for the echo. Yeah. Look, guys, they fight a pull hands on all today. It's a different thing. How prepared are you? Where are you now? Where on 19th Street? Okay. Can we go there?
About 19, yeah.
Where around exclusive, opposite exclusive.
What do you have?
Yeah.
I know the place.
Abu.
But I'm calling you a fucking eye, you're not picking the telephone.
Yeah, so.
Cultivate a new mindset and approach that the welfare of our people should be the center of our policy debate and decisions. We are returned to these sacred chambers, ready to offer solutions for the challenges we face and rededicate ourselves to the principles of good governance and uphold the sanity of the Constitution for a united and prosperous Liberia. Distinguished senators, our people are tired of excuses. They are anxious for change, and they are ready for economic transformation. Let us remember people are the true custodian of our nation, and their interests should form the basis for our collective actions and decisions.
Where exactly is the speaker right now?
You can ask him his number. I can give you his number.
Why can't you tell us?
I just told you, you know his number. The speaker is running business of the state. He has a couple of meetings ongoing.
From where is he running the state?
From your father's house. So there are people who can be respectful when you are a journalist and you're not respectful. Then you will see.
Ask a question, you can make change.
He is going to stay from your father's house.
You said that
Where is going to stay from your father's house? So guys,
we are taking.
because he misbehaved. You show your full of make out taking a break for the
So that's what happening to. This is happening to Sylvester here. This is happening to Sylvester Chopper of Spoon FM. This is happening to Sylvester Chopper. Sylvester! This is happening to Sylvester Chopper of Spoon FM. This is happening to Sylvester. I started asking, he said the speaker is running the affairs of the state. Where is he running the affairs of the state? He said for a firehouse. For whatever, some of his supporters had to jump on me. A simple question. Of course, his worker is there.
They attack you according to.
But you saw how they just told me that. But that probably I'm doing my work, so I don't have a problem with that. So what's the next step? I don't have any next step. I'm doing my work as a professional journalist. I'm still here, and of course, I'm still on the ground doing my work as a professional journalist. If I ask a question to a politician or lawmaker, if it doesn't go well with the person, anything he wants.
To get your information. I'd like to say welcome. Thanks to all of you across the world. Welcome to another great show. This is the late night show, the late night politics on Spoon. This is where we talk Liberia, we discuss the issues, bring you the analysis, the updates, leaving you in a very good position to make informed decisions, to know about the day-to-day activities in the country, to know what the policymakers are doing. Just tune to Spoon. Of course, the late night show is back on your radio or on your TV. My name is Nelson Colette. This edition of the show promises to be very informative, very engaging. And so the best you can do right now as you join us is to share the program. For those of you online, if you're joining us via radio, I want to welcome you as well tonight, today's edition of the program. We're live on Spoon FM 107.5. We're live on Fabric Radio 101.1. Host of other radio stations across the country. Welcome to this edition of the program. And I want to say it's always a great thing being here. Let me welcome a few of you in the comment section. Let me go to the comment section and welcome some of you joining us tonight. I see our brother Abi is here. You know, I like the way the man comes on the show. He's you know, Abi, welcome to the show. It's good to have you on tonight.
My friend and brother, thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah. I can see you are ready to discuss the issue tonight. You're set. Your background is great. I understand it's a virtual background, but it's great, and it's good to have you join us.
Yeah, I mean, let me say thank you very much to the Spoon family for you guys giving us the opportunity for us to be able to come here and be able to flex our intellectual muscle. So it is always good for me to be part of the Midnight Show. That is where we as panelists, we come to flex our muscle. So
Okay.
thank you very much.
All right, so it's a great thing that we're here tonight. Again, to our people in the comment section, please keep sharing the program. Let me go here and welcome just a few of you. I see Moses Momolu is here tonight. He says he says good evening from Iowa. Sabatus M. Young Jr. joining us as well. Emmanuel Saki, Muslim boy Sherry from capital, from the nation's capital, I guess Monrovia. Robert Paswa is here as well. I see Ambassador B. Morrison Monomba is joining us. Blessings and blessed is here as well. Thank you for joining us. That girl Marie Mara Moore, thank you for coming on. Besaf Samson Emmanuel Hasford Joseph, Hashim Fambole, all of you joining us on the show tonight. We want to appreciate you for coming on. It's going to be a great show tonight. AB, you know, there's a whole lot happening across the country. We wake up every day to new happenings, and today has just been another one. As if is a follow up to the conversation from last evening. You remember? I don't know. Probably you came in late last evening.
Yeah.
But you remember we had a conversation around the scale down on the U.S. aid or the foreign aid through the USAID. What the decision the U.S. president is taking. Yeah, we had a lengthy discussion on it last evening. And interestingly, today the issue surfaced the plenary of the Liberian Senate, joint communication from Senator Amara County of Bapolu County, Senator Amara Conan, Senator Abraham Darius Dillon, Senator Joseph Chie. They introduced that communication. The plenary of the Liberian Senate endorsed it, talking about getting the Committee on Ways, Means, and Finance, Development Planning, Foreign Affairs, and Agriculture to meet with all relevant ministries and agencies. They are providing direct oversight over to discuss way forward in response to the United States government withdrawal of support from Liberia through the USAID, or you say USAID for short. But this is no surprise, AB. I think you know that. Okay, so we had a conversation last evening, but this is not primarily a kind of Liberia situation. Like, okay, we're going for Liberia, we're taking this action against Liberia. It's a global issue. You know, everywhere you have the presence of the USAID or the United States government funding different projects or initiatives through the USAID. Those places are being affected. You know, so yes, it was one of the happenings today, and that has claimed more concerns as well. Lots of conversations around that. The latest decision from the Liberian Senate today. Well, the House of Representatives engaged in a very important discussion over a communication from the Imbato Speaker, Councillor Kofa, who has been engaged. You know, he's being communicated to, and some say he's being pressured to vacate his position in efforts to vacate his office. You know, to create room for the speaker who is now being elected by the majority of the lawmakers. And so during their session today, Representative Amos, that's Austin Taylor, introduced a motion calling for the House's Rule, Order, and Administration Committee, along with the Sergeant at Arms, to take control of the Speaker's office. Now, the motion further mandated that the office of the former Speaker be handed over to Representative Richard Cohn, the current Speaker elected by majority lawmakers, who has been recognized by that body. And so during his motion, he argued that the current office of embattled, the embattled or former speaker is just there, but now it should be used by the current speaker. And so his argument is that the rules order, the House's Committee on Rules, Order, and Administration that is being chaired by Honorable James Collet, through the Sergeant at Arms, they should move in, because they addressed a previous communication. There was a communication, I think you saw that, AB, where they asked Honorable Kofa to honorably turn the office over. The chief clerk of the House of Representatives addressed the communication, and then he responded to that communication by saying that the same way the speakership was taken from him, that's how they should go and take the office, and so forth. Meaning he's not willing to comply with whatever the communication is. Some are insinuating. So he wanted to say that the conversation now today, following that engagement, is to have the House's Committee on Rules, Order, and Administration to move in to take over that particular office. So yes, so there was a whole conversation around that today as well. And at the Liberian Senate, there were lots of confirmations. The governor of the Central Bank of Liberia, the executive governor, Honorable Henry F. Samoa, was confirmed today by the Liberian Senate. James V. Wilfred, the deputy governor, was also confirmed, and several ambassadors who were designated to serve in their respective positions following their confirmation hearings were also confirmed today by the Liberian Senate. And yes, those are just a few of the many happenings. Now, this information has been circulating about Nimba County. Now, you are aware, AB, that the Nimba County Senator Prince Yelugbe Johnson, was laid to rest a couple of weeks ago. And following the entire ceremony, now prior to that, a lot of the sons, the political actors, the influential sons of Nimba County, declined on commenting on any conversation or partaking in a conversation that has to do with who replaces Senator Prince Yelugbe Johnson. All of them, they step aside. As per their tradition, according to them, they will not discuss the late senator why he's not being laid to rest. But following weeks after Senator Johnson was laid to rest, now it's out there that the wife, the widow of the late senator, is now endorsing Representative Samuel Koga. Now, you know that Representative Koga was one of those persons at the forefront of the recent saga we saw at the House of Representatives, the chairman of the majority bloc. She endorsed him. She said he's one person she has so much confidence in. She's very confident that he can be a perfect replacement of her husband. Is this the beginning of the political battle there in Nimba County? Because we know a lot of people there. There are so many influential sons of the county who are eyeing the senatorial seat there in Nimba County. We have a by-election at hand. Why this is going on? You have Madam Ida Gongolo Ware. You have other people, lots of names. So many of them have not even made known their intentions yet, but they're going to come up. In the midst of everything that's happening, the wife, the widow of the fallen senator, is endorsing Representative Samuel Koga. Is this the start? Is this the beginning of the fight in Nimba County? Now, maybe you saw the traditional ceremony when he jumped over the remains of the senator, back and forth. He was giving the mantle and everything. Are we about to see the Nimba County Wahala take off officially, the political, situation there in the county? So yes, that's just one, the situation with how do you call it? The situation there in at Noka has been one of the conversations, moving on. And then the final one, then I come to you. We start the conversation tonight, AB, is the finance minister, Honorable Augustine Pehe Gafuan. He had a very strategic meeting with stakeholders in the economy of the country. He met with the leadership, senior management team there at the free port of Monrovia, the gateway to the country's economy. He met, and also part of that engagement was the commerce minister, Liberia Business Association, the chambers of commerce, and all of those stakeholders in the economy. And he was saying that yes, we need to generate revenue. We need to make sure that this country progresses. We need to make sure that this year is better than last year. And one way we can do that is to bring all of the actors together and start to have this conversation as to how we can move our country forward. What can we do to move our country forward? How do we move the country forward? What are your respective contributions? And how can you play your respective roles to ensure that we move the country forward? And so it was a very strategic meeting today. The finance minister chaired that high-level stakeholders meeting at the free port of Monrovia. And he's been emphasizing that Liberia's economy, in order for the economy to thrive, those people will have to play their roles. And there will have to be effective revenue generation if the country should thrive. And the role of the stakeholders is very crucial to this process. And yes, they're going to keep engaged with the folks. So that, and then just a final one, then I come to you, AB, is that Speaker Rachel Kuhn has departed the country to participate in a parliamentarian meeting of members of the Atlantic African States process. He's off to Morocco, and he's going to be there. He's going to be there. He's going to be there up to the 6th. The meeting is set to take place on the 6th of February. And yes, so lots of issues will be discussed. He will be making the case according to information we have here. But let's come over to you now, AB. Your opening, so we start the conversation. What's on your mind?
I mean, the issue of Nimba County is on my mind. I strongly believe that the people of Nimba need to make the salient decisions for them to be able to elect the next senator. Well, let me say this. I'm the son of Nimba, and I understand the traditions and the modus operandi of our county. The issue of the late senator, our godfather, the issue of him by going into the open and allow Samuel Koga to be able to jump over his body, that was not to be done in an open. That was not to be done in open. According to traditions, that is to be done secretly.
But
where you saw, in fact, Samuel Koga is not a direct relative to the senator, the late Senator Prince Johnson.
He's a cousin, according to information. He's a cousin to the senator.
I am saying direct. Now, our late senator obtained that matter of authority from his late father. So another Johnson is another Johnson who sought to come to take on to that authority. That's how the power has been shifted into our county. But then allowing another Johnson, another Prince Johnson or another Johnson to come to John to be able to do that ritual. Now,
but Ebi, you know, I like the fact that you say it's a tradition in the county. Yes, we're going to move into the other conversations tonight, but it's a good thing that you brought that up because not a lot of people are really looking at this thing from that angle. Now, I'm just hearing from you the aspect where you're talking about this thing should have been done in secret. It shouldn't have been done in the open, and it's an open secret that the senator is normal, so he has absolutely no control over how the ritual and everything should go on. Those left back.
His father own was done the same way, but it was done into a secret way.
But Abby, don't you think it was done that way because of the fact that the senator is a very influential person? Since the news of his passing broke out, I mean, there has been lots of concerns, and the cameras have been on almost all of the different ceremonies. Why do you think it should have been done behind closed doors when, in fact, all of the other activities were done on camera?
Traditions is meant for men to obey, not for people to understand. That is the reason why traditions. There are certain parts of our tradition need to be, all camera need to be kicked out. Because traditions, because our tradition is meant for men to obey, not for people to understand.
But let's forget about that traditional part because I may get lost. Maybe if we try to go deeper. But what do you make of the whole idea of the widow, the wife of the late senator, endorsing on Samuel Koga? She's saying that he's the best person to represent her husband, to take on the legacy of Senator Prince Yelugbe Johnson.
I may have taken the same way too.
Okay.
But let's look at as the late senator wife.
Mm-hmm.
I strongly believe that I hold nothing against our honorable representative Samuel Koga, but I strongly believe that she's supposed to remain neutral. Let she remain neutral because her husband was the father. Now, I get it. But when in case when Samuel Koga lose the elections, you know how she will look in the eyes of other people who Samuel Koga have lost her. So I strongly believe that our mom is to remain neutral.
Okay, because
we're having illegal nowhere.
No, but let's put it this way. Even the senator you're talking about, Senator Prince Johnson, a lot of you know that he has been that person who will be straightforward. If Senator Prince Johnson supports AB over Charles, he will come in the public and say, look, this election, this is my land, this is my side, I'm going to draw the line, I'm going to take my side, I'm going to support this person. And you know that. Why do you want his widow? Why do you want his widow?
That's what a father does. That's what a father always do.
No, okay, but if that's what a father does, why do you want the mother to do the contrary?
No. A mother and a father, the two cannot be compared. In our tradition, the father is the head.
Tradition, you know.
The father is the head. The mother is the caretaker of the homes. So what happened? What happened is Senator Johnson was to bring another person to be able to say, okay, this is my son. All she is to do is she is to obey. No.
Okay. Just continue on that aspect because
let us get to a point, where for her to remain neutral in this fight, I strongly believe that can send her more signal.
Okay. Thank you, AB. Thanks a lot. Charles, I want to welcome you to the show. It's good to have you on. I mean, we're moving on with the conversation now, and we're starting up with this news about the widow of Senator Prince Johnson, showing her weight behind Representative Samuel Koga. She said Representative Samuel Koga, sorry, she's saying that the representative can make a perfect replacement, can take on the legacy of Senator Prince Johnson. Are we about to see the Nimba County political fight take off? Now, the senator was laid to rest about a few weeks ago. We're no longer talking about, I will abstain from the political conversation because the senator is here to be laid to rest as per our tradition. No, the senator has been laid to rest. First thing we're seeing is that the widow is throwing her weight behind Senator Prince Johnson. Do you agree with the argument from AB that the widow should have remained neutral? She shouldn't have taken a side? Do you think it was a mistake? Do you think it was the right thing for her to do? What are we about to see moving forward, given that we have a by-election ahead? Josh, welcome to the show. Go ahead, Charles.
Yes, let me say thank you again for having me on this platform. To my brother AB, let me say what's up to you, and to our people in Radio Land and following us on whatever means you are following us, Facebook or YouTube. We want to say thank you again for being here. But to the issue, again, we all know Nimba County to be, I would say, the inheritance of the late senator. The senator has been the guru in Nimba County. And I remember a couple of weeks ago, they said that the mother of the county, which is the late senator's wife, was going to run. And hearing now that she giving her support to Mr. Koga, Representative Koga, I think that speaks volume. And looking at all of the traditional kind of festival, the traditional things that they did, and prior to laying the senator to rest, according to their tradition, power was turned over.
No. But Charles, you're right on that aspect. But the power that was turned over was not, the senator thing or who becomes senator. No, that was just according to their tradition.
And that's where I'm going now. That's where I'm going, right? Because for me, I see that as a means of setting a pace for Koga and for the mother of Nimba County, which is the late senator's wife, to abstain herself from the process and look at the process to just play it out and see whoever that come out and just work along with the president. I think that was going to be the best way forward. The fact that
you think she shouldn't have thrown her weight behind anybody? You think so?
Yes.
You think it was a mistake? Political?
Yes.
I think she should have remained neutral. But why do you think she should have remained neutral?
I think her neutral stand on the issue about Nimba County we're going to show that we're going to show how she actually see the county, how she want the county to be united based on whoever going to win. She's going to support that person in that endeavors.
Let's face it the way it is, Charles. Let's not beat around the bush here. The senator we're talking about here has been a straightforward man. He has been one person who will pick a side in any election and support that side with his sweat, blood, and everything. He put everything on the line when he selects a side. He hasn't taken a neutral role in any election in the country. Why do you want his widow? Why do you want his widow to take a neutral role in this election?
We should look at the political implication, right? and you and myself will not know the things that go on behind the scene. But I personally want to believe there are other things that went on behind the scene, that people going to her, talking to her, look, mother, just do this. Because
what exactly I want to understand, what exactly is it that made the political implications right yesterday, but it's going to make it wrong this time around?
No, but trust me.
Right, the Prince Johnson, through his support behind individual supporter, then canvas for them, and then when it comes to his wife, it's a wrong thing to do.
I think at this point she's grieving. She's grieving. I think she still have that pain in her heart that her husband just left her, and at this point, to just see how things play out in the county, I think it's fine and it's fair enough. Instead of supporting a particular person, because the county, remember now, she's the mother of that county. She's the mother of that county.
Prince Johnson was the father of the county. Yet he chose a side.
And if you look at the county, just from the senator, a barrel and things, you can tell that there's some division in the county. How are we going to consolidate? How are we going to come together? By her choosing a side, there are other people that's already affected by her decision. That already going against her decision already. That alone will bring a split in the county.
Yeah. I want to hear George on this one. George, welcome to the show. Vasco, welcome. Thanks for joining us. What do you make of this decision? Where do you stand on this one, George? Was it a good thing for the widow of the fallen senator to pick a side? She said, Senator Representative Samuel Koga, is that person best suited to take on her husband's legacy?
All right. So look, Nelson, I really don't have a lot of say in this issue. When I first heard this thing, I questioned myself first. I said, when the senator was alive, did his wife take a political decision? Was she involved in politics? Did she represent any political capital?
No,
I don't know, Nelson, and that's my problem, because suddenly he's dead and she's the one nominating people. You know what I mean? And to go there, I don't think for me she represents any political capital. I think maybe people around might consider her to be the representative of the late senator, but I don't think so. And I think opposition should not. Yeah.
I understand that when you talk about the political capital, which is a very, very important side of the debate, in order to be seen as that person who has the influence and all of that, you should have a political capital. But
that's correct.
Let's take another look at this thing. Let's use another lens to digest this whole situation. Senator Prince Johnson, with no doubt, no argument, had the political capital. He had the influence. Senator Prince Johnson was that person who would take somebody from down the line who had absolutely no political capital, lift the hand of that person, he or she becomes influential to a point where he or she is capable of winning an election. His influence played a key role in determining who will stand out in the county, who will be the next representative or senator. It has been that way in post-war Liberia since 2005. Why do you think the wife of this man, after he has left the stage, will be empty, totally empty, not have any influence at all, despite being the wife of the senator, to say who becomes what? And why do you think her influence, maybe her decision is not going to have any weight in this political process?
Look, Nelson, I think, from my experience, Nelson, I've, looked around the world, for even presidents, that lost their lives and their wife, remaining behind. I'm not saying for anyone's president's wife to come and be exactly like they were, you know what I mean? And make decisions that will hold water in the public, you know what I mean? Liberia is a strange place, so I'm not going to rule it out, because I know Nelson Mandela, came, he went, his wife was still alive. She did not assume any position, you know what I mean? And even what she did was not perceived as her husband. You know what I mean? And so many people around the world, I would name a few, but I will not be able to go ahead, but because we have short time. But what I want to say is that, look, I don't think, and this is just me, I don't think that her, pronouncement would be as, gravitational, like her husband would do. But look, she has her free will. This is Liberia. This is politics. This is democracy. Anyone is, is in a position to support whoever they want to support. But what I want to connect with my brother Mazi is that when she does that, it puts a demarcation like her husband used to do. So she said, Koga. Now, a lot of people who have been around the senator will now be offended, you know what I mean? Because some of them want to assume that position as well. So if she does not leave it to everyone to fight their own battle and nominate someone, it becomes a little bit of a political problem.
Josh, your argument
yeah.
is that she should have played the neutral role. That's your argument.
For now. Yes. It's still early. As in Liberia, our tradition does not allow a woman less than a year husband passing and then she going about doing things. You know what I mean? We mourn a lot in our country. It takes a year or more before the widow can even take out the black clothes. So I prefer that she will keep quiet for now and let this thing be.
Josh, on a serious note, are you guys really being fair to the widow here tonight? So all of you guys are saying that she shouldn't have said a word. She should have remained quiet. That in fact, in Africa, women are supposed to talk. They should remain in the back door.
Even in the Bible, women are not supposed to talk.
Politics
you guys are saying that the women should remain quiet. They should remain quiet. They should not participate in any politics. They should not talk. Josh, and anyway,
Nelson, let me just finish.
Right now, Nelson, just give me 1 minute.
Let's complete.
People do a lot of things behind the scenes to confuse the widow.
Let's take Vasco. Famula, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. Let's take Vasco.
Thank you very much, Nelson. Yeah, Nelson, it's good to be back here again. For me, I want to look at this in a different way. So, okay. I want us to look back. Before the senator could die, they had a by-election, right?
Yeah.
And I saw Samuel Koga with a senator. He was kneeling down, and the senator was putting his hand on top of his head, blessing him. The senator was not ready and, definite with the side he was taking, but he's blessed Koga. And none of us know the relationship Koga had with the senator and their family before the senator could pass off. And that is the reason why you all saw when the senator passed, the family, because the family have to agree before they can turn that title over to somebody. That is the reason why you saw Samuel Koga over there. They were telling you that Samuel Koga is the new godfather for Nimba County. So you saw him performing that how you call on top of the body. So all of these things is just like a sign that if the family or if Prince Joseph West will support anybody in the by-election, it was going to be Samuel Koga. And we don't know their tradition. Other people.
What do you make of the decision in the first place? Do you really think it was prudent?
I have no problem with the decision. There is no problem. Look, the woman is the widow. We don't know her tradition, or we don't know the Nimba people tradition according to when somebody die, how long you're supposed to move. If you're supposed to stay away from every other thing like politics and this and that. We don't know. And it's just simple. I think the woman said the by-election is right here. The woman said she taking her side, she was supposed to support Koga. So I mean, we shouldn't stay long on this thing because She has a right. We can't beat her for it. Nobody can beat on her for that.
Thank you. Let me hold you there. Let me hold you there, Vasco. Let's take Fambule on this one. Yeah, take quickly, Fambule. We have to transition.
All right, Nelson. Well, I think that in all honesty, the widow, her declaration also carries some huge weight. And I want to agree with Vasco for the very first time that Samuel Koga, the new political godfather of Nimba County, as per tradition, and the mantle that was given to him after performing all those rituals and other things, and more besides. I think Nimba is a county of tradition, like how we always say for Lofa. Nimba is one of those counties that really believe in their traditions. So I know the elders going to meet as they have always done, and they're going to come up with conclusion. And it's a democratic process. Other people going to come in, but the widow should not be silent simply because she's a widow and she has to be mourning. No, you know.
But do you think it was a good decision for the widow to pick a side in this?
Absolutely, because Nelson,
we know widow picking a side. Sorry to interrupt you. This is the photo here when Senator Johnson prayed for this very representative Samuel Koga, anointed him with the holy oil and blessed him beyond measures. Representative Samuel Koga went to the election. He was still beaten by Senator Yan D. Twine now, who's at the Senate. Is the widow declare of support or endorsement of Honorable Samuel Koga going to make any difference? Is it going to see this blessing coming to fulfillment? Is this what she's going to be representing to the people of Nimba County? That look, this man was chosen by my late husband even before he died. This is the evidence. The reverend, the evangelist was praying for this man, though he did not win, but this is the right time that God has chosen to answer the prayer.
Look, Nelson, you know, I have always said it and I will keep saying it. I'm not a prophet of doom. I always believe there is this positive energy somewhere that the great divine always have a moment for every man. That Honorable Koga did not feel because he lost the election, the senatorial election. No, it was something that God showed the divine was preparing him for. There was a huge one ahead of him. He was already a representative. He was one of the oldest representatives in the House, and lawmaker in the House. So I mean, if he was anointed by the then senator, the former the late senator, and there was a delay because they were preparing him to actually take on this mantle, it's not late. And further well, we all know that it is interest-based when it comes to politics, and she knows, the widow know further well that if she gives her weight, we don't know what was some of the words that the late senator said to her in confidence. So maybe it's something that she's trying to say in fulfillment of what he had already discussed with her in confidence. So I mean, let's give her a chance to have her voice. We don't want to be people that will be silencing the voices of women. It's not good. And this is the modern politics now. Women should be incorporated. Their voices should be heard. Thank you.
Well, thanks a lot, Fambule. You know, this is very important because I mean, firstly, let me take Cindy on this one before I come in. Go ahead, Cindy, your thoughts.
Well, good evening to all of you. It's good to be here with you all. I'm going to be very brief on this one, Nelson. This is Nimba politics. The people of Nimba will decide who will replace the late Prince Johnson. The widow of Prince Johnson has every right to back anyone that she feels is the right person to replace her husband at the Senate. That is not the voice of every Nimbadian, but I do not expect anything contrary. Her husband supported this person, the same person, Koga. So you can only imagine that she will favor someone that her husband supported. We also saw that during the burial of her husband, it was Koka who was really at the front of this burial, performing all the traditional, norms and everything. So would that carry some weight? It could. When I'm sure as Prince Johnson was respected to some extent, folks will respect her. I think there is also some level of empathy that will play here. Her husband just passed. People are still mourning for Prince Johnson. People are still empathizing with her. So you may see some level of empathy display here. So Koga could actually get some empathy vote. But again, this is not, for us to decide. We are just, sharing our thoughts. But I believe the people of Nimba know who to represent. I mean, we are hearing several names, names like the guy you call Prophet. I don't like to call him Prophet. He's coming up.
Prophet no, that's George.
Classmate.
Classmates from school.
Yeah.
George shared the same class with Prophet Key before, they were class. And then George used to spy with Prophet Key when they were in school. Imagine George used to spy from Prophet Key when they were in school.
Yeah, in fact, I know a couple of people that confirmed that George
very good
starting from Prophet Key. Anyway, so I mean, I'll move on from here, Nelson.
Thank you very much, Cindy.
Nelson, just to a point, I think the guy beside you there is in my spot.
Oh, come on, man. But just before we move on, AB, I know you want to say something. We'll give you 30 seconds quickly, then we'll move on. Elegant Design wrote something. She said, Liberian women have always been the backbone for the Liberian men. I am extremely grateful that Mrs. Johnson is speaking her mind. She's not at the back. She's not sitting and waiting for the men to speak. She's not waiting for the nephew and small brother, and small brother to the other small brother of Senator Johnson to speak. No, she's coming out. She's speaking her mind with the expectation that the people of the county will listen to her. You want to go ahead quickly, AB, just a few seconds.
To just correct my friend and brother and Cindy, the late senator did not support Samuel Koga in the Senate and in a representative elections. No, Samuel Koga not coming. Samuel Koga was not a member of the senator party.
Yeah,
Samuel Koga had just joined the senator party just a few days ago. So now have that corrected.
Thank you very much. Okay, yeah. Thank you very much. That was a very good input. It was good you said that, because the photo I keep displaying here is the one from the just ended
senatorial elections.
Senatorial election that brought Senator Yan D. Twine to power.
Yeah.
But what you see here, it was not doing the but I want us to make progress because we have a whole lot to talk about tonight. A lot. So many things happening in the country. And it's just very important that we move on with those different conversations tonight. The Secretary General of the CDC, Jefferson Koji, took on to the public space today. And Jefferson Koji is demanding prosecution over accusations and citizens' government for shooting criminals of the government for shooting criminals, leading the country into chaos. Well, he's demanding that the government investigate and prosecute him for the accusations that he that have plunged him during the George Weah administration. Now, a lot of you are aware that Mayor Jefferson Koji at the time was at the center stage of a lot of issues that happened in the country. During the district, how do you call it? District 13 violent situation, his name surfaced. He was accused of being one of those persons who was seen in that crowd, orchestrating violence that resulted to the chaotic scene we saw in District 13. He was accused of being behind the District 15 situation that saw Telluride vehicles being burned. There were lots of different allegations that came up on him during that administration. And investigations upon investigations, investigation is ongoing, investigations were ongoing, and investigations are still ongoing. Until it got to that point where the US government sanctioned him plus other top officials of the previous administration. So he's now saying that there were a lot of accusations, there were a lot of allegations against him during the previous administration. He wants the president, he wants this current administration to prosecute him plus others, all the other people who are in this government and orchestrating violence and have been in the center stage of all of those different things. He thinks the government is shooting criminals, and for the country to move forward, for the country to be on the right path, he wants this government to start by prosecuting people. I want us to start the conversation here, and maybe we can start with you, Josh, and then we're going to take our brother next, Charles.
Look, Nelson and my fellow panelists, look, I'm very concerned. You know, I will evoke my friend and brother Asikdo, who said these guys they came to power by lies and they cannot rule by lies, and that's the problem. You know, quite recently I've been hearing this phrase, and I think it was coined by Honorable Jefferson Koji. He said, "We will protect this administration with our sweat and blood." But then it was taken to be a murderous statement. It was taken like, when he said that, that means you're going to kill people. Now I see most of the government officials now in government are saying the same thing. But no one is saying anything. No one is saying that it's a murderous statement, that is bad for the country, is this and that. I see a lot of men are saying we'll protect this government with our sweat and our blood. Yesterday, the statement that was bad, that went to as far as the White House, saying that Honorable Koji was a murderer. Today, this statement is used every day by these government officials, and it's seen as nothing. Nothing is very unfair, and that's why I say I would never be pleased with this government. And that's a fact, because I just know, because I'm a person who is very concerned with the human condition, that I want to make sure that people are treated fairly.
Gosh, is Jefferson Koji the right messenger for this message? Now he's going back to all the different situations. He said, I was accused of violence. Other people were accused. In fact, people were killed in Vanjama during the election. There were lots of issues that happened, but the government is not prosecuting anybody. Jefferson Koji was one of the influential persons in the previous administration. And a lot of people are asking now, what did he do? What was his role with the previous administration to ensure that justice was served under that administration? And now coming to this administration, that he's calling this administration to take the necessary action to prosecute people, that the country is descending into a lawless state.
No, Nelson, I think you're being unfair to the honorable man. I think the position he held, that position was not a law enforcement position. It was not a judicial position he held. He was simply a city mayor of the city of Monrovia. And that's where he functionary, that's where he stopped. You cannot tell him that he should overreach, because then you the same people will say, oh, Jefferson Koshi is now telling the government what to do. He's the one directing what the government does. He was a city mayor, and that's what his functions are. This government that lied about everything, that said Jefferson Koshi was killing people at the house, even though the people that he killed would never see their relatives. Jefferson Koshi is torturing people in his house. Those people that he tortured never came out with any complaint, but still he was sanctioned. These are the people that came to power now. Just say I did this thing. Come and investigate me and tell me the code. Let me exonerate myself. They are not saying anything about that now, because guess what they wanted? They wanted power. That's all. And that's why he's right. By coming and say, if you cannot prosecute me, if you cannot prosecute people who are cheating this, then of course you are the one. You lied about everything, and I deserve a day in court, and I deserve my freedom and my name to be clear. Thank you.
I want to hold you there, Josh. Let me go to our brother AB, then I'll come to you, Charles. AB, as we speak, former Finance Minister Samuel Twe is in court. Several officials of government have been sanctioned. Mayor Jefferson Koji, former mayor, is now calling on the government to prosecute him. I mean, what do you make of the call right now? Does he have a point when he says that there were lots of violence that were reported? He was accused of, a lot of people were accused of, but this government is not doing much to make sure that she gets at the bottom of those different violent situations that were reported across the country. He's calling for the government to prosecute or investigate those cases of individuals being accused of carrying on murder, violence, and all those kinds of things. Does he have a point here?
Who are we talking? Are we talking about the CDC Secretary General Jeff Koji? Are we talking about the brutal guy Jeff Koji? Is it he that we're discussing here tonight? Jefferson Koji is now worth for him to be even called a honorable man. Jefferson Tamakoji is now worth. This is a ruthless guy. This was a ruthless guy who beat on the then deputy police director, who flogged, who released order for them to be able to flog it at CDC headquarters. This Jefferson Tamakoji, he was the same guy who authorized, who gave minutes to those ruthless boys for them to be able to burn Talia Ure car. Is it he that I will come here to waste my time on?
But Abi, the very man you're talking about now, you outline all of these things. He's calling on the government to prosecute him, and he said he's angry that the government is not prosecuting him. That's why he's in office.
The government does not prosecute you because you want for you to be off the hook of the international community. That's not how it works. The government will find the appropriate time that best suit them for them to be able to prosecute you. And if possible, it can be next year. If possible, it can be year after. But let Jefferson Tamakoji wait. Let him wait. Simple
Okay.
like that.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Charles, you want to come in quickly? Let's hear your thoughts on this issue. What do you make of the issue that the CDC Secretary General is raising now?
Again, let me say this. Jefferson Koji, he is a Liberian, like every one of us on this platform. And I think he's entitled to his opinion and his view. My question to him is, or my question to Liberian or to myself, is Jefferson Koji the right person to be giving this message or to be sending this message out? And my answer will be, though he is a Liberian, but I think with his past record, The government is not ready under
What's his
his
past
mandate.
record?
His
What's
his past record of putting together gangs, running Liberia like his private home, creating chaos in our democracy. I think Jefferson Koji is not. I remember Jefferson Koji was accused with one Vafitelli. If everyone here get me right, it was Vafitelli that they were the one that went to the Mususka house and allegedly the Vafitelli man allegedly killed that little girl, which of course because of that the lady the justice was in jail, and it was this government that just released her. It was the same Jefferson Koji man that they said went with Vafitelli to Nimba to cross the border, for him to cross the border. When he returned with the gentleman, when he came and he was on live, you could tell that yes, indeed, there's something that was placed into that gentleman's eye because his eyes were red. And to be honest, I think at this point, like I said, CDC Youth Congress, they are not bad people. They just need to define their way of approach to national issues. Most of the way they come up with national issues is not decent for our democracy, it's not nice, and it's not welcoming. And with the lack of Jefferson Koji, then who caused a lot of chaotic thing in our country.
You know, Charles, I want you to forget about the record what Jefferson Koji did yesterday. For the sake of the conversation, I mean, let's lay that to rest a little bit. Let's come to the issue he's raising. Does he have a point when he says that the government after 1 year is yet to prosecute him and others who were accused of other violent situations in the country? Does he have a point here?
Jefferson, yes, I would say he have a point, but again, is with this government to decide when they want to prosecute. Jefferson Koji is on section, and the section that he's on is not like Bureau that put him on section. Like Bureau put Jefferson Koji on section.
Let me read from what I have here on the U.S. The U.S. Embassy website. And this was published on the 8th of December 2023. It says U.S. Treasury Department designates Mayor Koji of Monrovia, Jefferson Koji, for human rights abuse and corruption. And let me read just 2 paragraphs from here. It says, today, the U.S. Department of Treasury Office of Foreign Asset Control designated Jefferson Koji, who was the mayor of Monrovia, Liberia, and is a senior leader in the Congress for Democratic Change political party. Koji has a reputation for stroking violence and has a powerful grip on Monrovia youth. He controls a paramilitary style organization associated with the CDC, which allegedly recruits former ex-combatants, or let's say former combatants, and recently released prisoners.
Okay. That's that report.
I want to hold it there. I just want to remain right there, and let me come back to you on this one. This is what the U.S. government is saying now. But even with what's on the U.S. Embassy, the U.S. government website, Mayor Jefferson Koji, Councilor Seaman Serena Seafers, Senator Albert Chie, Senator Bill Torrey, all of those people, they raised an issue with the government, with the U.S. Government, and even their own government. The need for them to have their time in court, their day in court, to make their case, to be able to exonerate themselves. From that time, December 8th up until now, the people have said consistently that they're innocent of everything that the U.S. government has accused them of. Now, Charles, is it fair that those people be giving their time in court? Is it fair that the government take on those accusations, those allegations leveled against those Liberian citizens to give them time in court?
All right, so it will be fair enough for them to have time in court, but yes, the thing, right? The American government is not waiting for Liberia court decision to take those guys for unsanctioned. No, they're not waiting for that. And it is upon this government. Yeah, and like I said, Jefferson Koji have a point that yes, indeed, the government prior to coming to power during campaign time, you say, oh yeah, they're doing this, they're doing that, and all of these things. Yes, of course, they are now in power. It is upon them, yes, to prosecute him, to put him to carry to court for all the allegations that is leveled against them, not from the state website, but from our own government. Our own government. We say, oh,
why do you think the previous government? No, I'm coming. Why do you think the previous government, under which those individuals were very influential, did not take did not initiate the effort to have those individuals investigated or tried on our jurisprudence?
You see, the government, right? The past government will not want to prosecute its own people because definitely you know the results. You know the answer. You know exactly where it's heading. Because I can be the president and then I'm going to prosecute like what they were doing in Liberia, going to prosecute Jefferson Koji. You take Jefferson Koji to court, wherein University Force then were there to go ahead to say anything that they want to say. Definitely nothing going to happen to him.
University Force sanctioned himself. So which are the court going to,
fine. So even those people that were running the court were running from the CDC government. They were part of the CDC government.
So what are you saying? Have we changed all the judges, all the people in the legal system? Is that what you're saying?
But the legal system was CDC, and that's the reason why they used it was based on that they took Cabinet Janas from there.
So does that imply that if the legal system under the Unity Party investigate those individuals, they will be brought down guilty? Is that what you?
So now it's upon this government now to prosecute them the right way because they will not be prosecuted under their own government. It's this government that needs to prosecute them.
Thanks a lot. I want to hold you there, and Josh, I know you want to come. Okay, take 30 seconds quickly. Then we'll bring Fambole.
In Nelson, and look, I just want to listen to you read the passage from the U.S. Treasury. Where they sanctioned the mayor. They talk about paramilitary group. Guys, let's close our eyes for a minute. Let's close recruiting. Let's close our eyes for a minute and forget about politics. Paramilitary group in Liberia. You know what I mean by paramilitary group? An army or military that is outside the government arena. They get guns, they get everything.
Yes.
Did we have that in Liberia?
Yes.
Under the CDC?
Yes.
Of course.
Did we have a paramilitary group?
Yeah, I say yes.
Some of you guys, because of the lies that you continue to perpetrate, it will be difficult for Liberia to unite because of the type of lies. Because at top at this time, you guys will come to yourselves and say, look, we got in the power we needed. Now let's say the truth, that this thing did not exist in Liberia. You know what I mean by paramilitary group? And you are saying yes with a straight face. It's okay. That's in 2
seconds. That's in 2 seconds. Honor the stewardship of Major Koji. The city police, they are not allowed to move around the city with arms. One Gao, he was in the employed of the city police. He had guns, pistols with him.
Thank you. We need to move on. Vasco, we're going to come to you. And I'm coming to you, Fambole. But yes, I like the argument that our brother George put up with respect to paramilitary. He said paramilitary should have guns, they should have, arms and all of those things. But paramilitary also has to do with a military that is not part of the country's official or legitimate armed forces. So even in the absence of guns, if it's some organization that is in the business of maybe prosecuting people, going after individuals, and that that arrangement, that group is not recognized by the country as a legitimate force, it falls within the same category. Does that authenticate? Does that mean that I here sitting behind this microphone, I'm agreeing that there was a paramilitary? I can't say that for a fact because I don't have the pieces of evidence in my hand. But I'm quoting what the U.S. government is saying, and the public can make a decision, a judgment from there. But you can go ahead, Family.
It says a lot as a journalist who live in Liberia, and you cannot tell. And I get my brother here, Maximus, who is sitting in America. You can tell there was a paramilitary group. You that in Liberia, living there as a journalist, you don't know about that. This guy knows.
But George, give me a minute.
Why these guys lie every time? They lie every time about everything.
And George, thank you. Family, please go ahead quickly.
I'm not even speaking. George already he already shivering over there. Look, this is not a mass choir that we're singing Christmas carol here. What we are saying here, it is something that is based on empirical facts. The U.S. government did that investigation. This is not the Liberian people make up. Who in Liberia does not know about the Red Beret?
The same U.S. said there was weapon of mass destruction in Iraq. The same U.S. They said there was weapon of mass destruction in Iraq. They're there. Did they find them?
You don't know about global politics. The United States, there's so many countries in which they say that.
Let's do this. Let's do this in order, guys. Everybody will have the time to make your point. But you can imagine how great the show would be if we can talk just one at a time. Go ahead.
We sing together, but we don't talk together.
No, remain here, Vasco. You are next. Don't go off. Vasco doesn't want
behind it.
Come on, Vasco.
Look, Nelson. Let's be honest here. That's the same way sometimes people transmogrify and try to change the English. The English that was spoken, they say paramilitary. Let's look at definition. Don't go just get one script of definition and run around. You can't say military force. They say an unofficial force or that is organized similar to a military force. Unofficial is the Red Beret squad that people talk about in that was a special unit controlled by Mayor Koji. Was it not? Okay, more besides. What happened to the guns that was caught at the Freeport of Monrovia? What happened to the guns? Who was it linked to? And more besides, let me give me a meaning here. The United States did not just grab a blanket statement. The United States, of all the 5 million plus people that live in Liberia, why the United States would just single out one person and say, you have been the mastermind behind most of the violence going on here? The Liberian people are aware that Mayor Koji have always had the boys going after people who speak against the WIA administration. They did that against the student grouping. We saw what happened to the young student leader that they beat before the U.S. embassy over there and scraping naked. You saw the video. And who was behind that?
Yeah, Wata Susulu.
We saw about Wata Susulu. We saw that. It was mentioned in the United States report. So Koji has always been associated with violence. Why are they not looking at other people? Why did they not look at other people and say the other people are the ones also associated? Why was everything would just be this one person? So let's just call a spade a spade. And more besides, we come to the point. The point that you are raising about he asking the government. Koji had no moral ground to ask the United Party government when to investigate him. If he had claims, the United States wrote it clear that he should exonerate himself. If you want issue, go to the United States, go to the United States government and exonerate yourself. They didn't want to put you on sanction. Let him come over to the United States and say he coming to America. Then you know whether the people get evidence on him that he supported violence or not. Let him get midway. So let us stop dragging this thing here left and right. The United States government had evidence in their possession. They did not just come out and just pull up a statement and tell you, say, blah, 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 blah. They got the evidence.
Let me say this just before we move to Cindy. This is one of the persons who has been accused over the time. This very man is coming up to say, I was accused multiple times. I need the government to investigate me. And not just me, but other people who were accused as well. There were lots of violent situations in the country, post-election, during election, and all of that. Can we have the government investigate us? It's been 1 year, and he's making an argument. He's making a case here. It's been 1 year that the government, after all that was said about us, is yet to investigate us. Is yet to initiate the process. We're accused of the Gloria Mususka situation, Councillor Scott. We're accused that we masterminded the whole thing with the late Charlie Musu. We need our time. We need the government to prosecute us. We need the government to provide the pieces of evidence to start to persecute us. Does it make sense to you, family? Does he have a case here? Is there a reason why the government, after 1 year, should be looking into this?
That is a mere attention-seeking statement. That statement does not carry any weight. Any serious Liberian would never take that in our statement serious. You cannot even tell us to tell the government of Liberia when to prosecute you or not. You bluffing. If the in the bad part about it, let's be honest here. Liberia is in a state where it becomes so difficult for people to really get evidence, and because of the nature of how our country is structured. And that's the reason why when the police grab people of interest, they want to keep them in prison. Because sometimes when you release the man, the next thing you go, the person disappear. So we saw also that from the inception, when the government started outlining people and that they were going to have them investigated, the first song that was sung by the opposition was Witch Hunt. And today, Koji is now coming out and asking the government to investigate him. As soon as the government go now and open a page on him, you start saying, oh, they are witch hunting, they are going against our opposition. Then he wait. When the time is right, the government will come for him. But the main person he's going to go facing now is the United States government, because we have information that his children are even in the United States on Spudo names and other things.
That's another conversation, but thanks a lot, family. Let's take Cindy on this one, then we transition. It's like Vasco can stand this conversation. Vasco just can't stand being on a show where this conversation about, the former mayor will be going on. So Vasco decided to exit the show. We respect his view. We respect his position. Probably during the next conversation, you'll come on. But go ahead, Cindy. You are muted.
Well, thank you. I will actually wish and hope that Vasco will come back. And I think that thank you, George, for coming back. Look, I listened to Family, I listened to Charles, I listened to AB. Doing exactly what Kochi is saying you've been doing to me for many years. I want to walk the streets of Monrovia as a free man. I want my name to be put to rest. I want my day in court. Come and take me to justice. And we are here making excuses. And we are here still accusing the brother. The brother said, you have been accusing me. I killed this person. I beat on this person. I have this unit. I did this. I did that. I have unit that have guns. I'm not a big fan of Jefferson. I'm not a fan of Jefferson Kochi. I'm not here to defend Jefferson Kochi. But now see, I'm looking at what the brother is asking for. Why are you guys messing the point? Charles, Famule, AB, you are still running campaign. We came on this show, we said remove George Weah because the people around George Weah are terrible. The missing boys, the auditors that were killed, Madam Gloria Musu's situation. Monrovia is not in peace. Jefferson Kochi is running the streets of Monrovia. He have gangsters around him. President Bouaka said, I'm coming with an agenda of arrest. Part of the arrest, rule of law. In the rule of law talks about accountability, holding people accountable for mispractices, for corruption, for injustices during the Weah administration. Oh, we should wait for the 3rd year before they hold them accountable. The 4th year. We are disappointed. I am disappointed. The high-profile government official who named we have called on this show during the campaign, who all of us, including top folks from the Unity Party, saying that they are this, they are that. Up to this time, none of them has been brought to justice, to book. This is not about just the sanction by the U.S. Trust the sanction by the U.S. Put the sanction away. But we Liberians say that Jefferson has done this and that and that. Do we need America to come to our aid, to come to our backyard, to sanction people? Does that signify justice for Liberia? Jefferson is saying you've been in power for 1 year. I'm here in Liberia. I'm here in Monrovia. You say I have done all these terrible things. George, we have built all these condominiums. George, we are this corrupt. George, we are this that. Samuel Tuan is this. Mangel used the Liberian people money to bury his mother. We said all these nasty stuff here. Up to this time, President Bouaka is yet to bring any of them to justice. So the arrest agenda is failing. Accountability, rule of law, holding those people accountable is failing. We need the president to take action.
I want to highlight a comment here from one of our followers, Henrietta Kona Morgan. She's saying that he can sue the government for lying on him if he wants to.
That's not how it works, Henrietta. I'm sorry. That's not how it works. President Bouaka says this guy, he ran on a campaign agenda arrest. In that arrest, Henrietta, he says he will hold those people accountable for their injustices and their corruption. He said that to us. It's in the arrest. It is the government that has the power, the mandate.
Let's pull it the other way, Cindy. Let's pull it the other way. You, Cindy, on the show. Somebody came and tell a lie on you, about you. Says Cindy is this, Cindy is that. In fact, Cindy stole from me. That lie has caused you a whole lot. Your image has been damaged. Cindy, what prevents you from taking that person to court? What prevents you from suing that person? Since, in fact, you are convinced that what the person said about you is a lie.
As a classroom teacher, a former classroom teacher, I would ask you, I would return the question to you. Nelson, a government, top official of an incoming government, all of them saying that this person, Cindy, is terrible. He's a killer. He's a murderer. He's a thief. He has stolen from the Liberian people. He has murdered people in this country. 3 missing boys. The auditors. Gloria Mususka's daughter. They have said that about Cindy. Cindy still sits in Monrovia. Nelson, if it's a serious government, won't you expect that serious government to take on Cindy on day one? On day one. Not day 2, not day 3, on day 1. Because for you to even utter those words, to accuse somebody to that degree, you must have some level of evidence. You must have some evidence in your possession. You don't need to wait for the 3rd year to bring these people to justice.
Thank you.
The sanction from America. Without America, are you telling me that we cannot bring people to justice in Liberia without America sanction?
I want to hold you there, Sandy. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, yeah.
Right.
At least, thank you.
Let's
bring
move
the
back.
man who put
Sorry,
Pagana
Sandy.
oil more.
You can ask that type of question here without America. We cannot bring people to book. You can ask that type of question on this.
Well, I'm asking the question because President Bouaka said they're not bringing the men.
It's a rhetorical question.
No,
It's a rhetorical question.
But Senny, here's the thing. You
finish talking, man.
You cannot tell the government what
Let's give Vasco a chance.
The people talking.
Let's give Vasco a chance.
Y'all finish talking.
Vasco, please.
Vasco, that's the same thing you always do. You don't ask.
Thank you, Nelson. And Sandy, thank you. You know, you are a very smart guy. Although we go back.
Only tonight I'm smart. Now only tonight.
When they say he's smart to you, you're on record on the show for telling Sandy how he's a flip-flopper and all of that. But anyway, go ahead.
I can always say that. Nelson, ego, you ask a simple question, very simple, for us to discuss. And when some of y'all see the feeling of this government at this early stage, these are some of the reasons. You just lie on people. Now you dare to prosecute people, you can't do it. They may even coming out now to tell you, say, you come for me. All the bad things you people say I did, you can't carry me and prosecute me. They may ask you a simple question. He asked you what Jefferson Koji did according to you. You leave that whole thing and start saying how the men went to. We tired with those things. All those things that you guys say, the Liberian people not here, they tired. And you know what you're doing? Today you all look what Jefferson Koji said. You were all lucky as a rescue government. But 2-3 years from now, the Liberian people will start to think that, oh, so everything that people been saying against the CDC official, that's so loud. Because up to now, they even catch one person here. And it will come back to haunt you. Some of you young people sit on the show. You look at young men are coaching. You don't even know him. You don't know where the man coming from.
Man come from Liberia. Everybody know the man come from Lofa.
You don't know the man surrounding. You don't know some of the things that the man. No, Nessie, let me start.
I know you want to preach, Vasco. I know you want to preach.
Nessie,
but you know, we have to get the text and the team, everything right. But Nessie, I mean,
go ahead.
Vasco, do you really think Jefferson Koji has a point here?
Jefferson Koji have
is it in the preview? Does it lie in the preview of Koji as to when he should be investigated?
Yes,
or is it the decision on it?
And that is one of the points our brother didn't get. Look, when you go back and read what Jefferson Koji wrote, Jefferson ever told you that he wanted the government to prosecute you at that time or at this time? Jefferson Koji has given all himself to the government and say, I yell. And I say, I care the other person, I did this. That means, the day you're ready, you'll come for me.
Yeah, so give them the opportunity to get you whatever they want to.
Justice delayed, justice denied. Justice delayed, justice denied.
You have 45 seconds to conclude.
And
please give us.
You know, you see, the kind of crown that you guys put on Koji, any government will put crown on an individual in that manner. That government should have evidence as soon as they get to power. What are you waiting for? Mazi Abraham know everything what Jefferson Koji did. He know the people that Jefferson Koji care. So that the whole government don't know the people that Jefferson Koji care. They don't have the evidence where Jefferson Koji went kill the people. My brother family here know the people that Koji care. So that the whole government they able to catch Koji and say these are the people that you kill. Can't go and
what's the point, Vasco? What's the point to that? Where do you sit on this discussion?
I said here to tell my fellow panelists, especially young people, it is very terrible to sit on a platform that is wide and listening to and start to lie on another young man's name. You guys did this thing for 6 years. You said all kinds of things about this young man. Today, the Liberian people say, we'll give you power. Prosecute the man. They making out today and say you can't prosecute me. Then you come back instead of you telling your government, say, coach, you already not gay, said, I'll prosecute this man. And you come here and start saying all the way bad thing that will tell listening to.
But Vasco, this final one, because we have to transition. When the government took office, immediately after inauguration, we saw this government going after some ex-officials of government. Some of them were enlisted in the saga with along with the former finance minister and other officials. The next thing we heard all around the country was witch hunt. A lot of people said that this administration was trying to witch hunt people who served in the previous administration. Now, the witch hunt conversation went for a very long time. And then we saw that even with the asset recovery team, when that group started to confiscate vehicles, arrest vehicles, park them all around the place, the next thing we heard was witch hunt. How do we reconcile the argument of witch hunt with this other argument former Mayor Koji is bringing about now, talking about the need for people to arrest him? In fact, the government is not prosecuting people. Now, recently, when the Capitol building situation came up and the government is investigating and prosecuting people, the CDC, which Koji is a Secretary General of, said they will resist arrest and that the government should not go after lawmakers who are from the CDC. How do we reconcile this argument about witch hunt, you are after our people, versus you need to prosecute the people, you're not prosecuting anybody? Vasco, help us understand, where do we balance this argument?
Thank you, Nelson. You know, you asked a very brilliant question. Thank you so much. Nelson, the reason why CDC was coming out to say, oh, you guys are witch hunting their people, Nelson, we got laws that govern this country. Okay? We have procedures that you can use to take people to justice or to hold people accountable. If you bypass those laws and try to take the matter into your own hand because you feel you are a government, then you give the other people,
thank you.
You give the other people the right to say, oh, you are not doing it the right way. You know, if you do it the right way, you hear anybody making noise about Samuel Toye, and Samuel Toye can turn himself over and he's going to court. You see Sidisha making noise. But if you just go and start grabbing people, we're all even giving them warrant. And you know how it's supposed to be. And that was the reason why CDC was saying, oh no, this is a witch hunt. Because you got to go to the court and kind of serve these people. You don't just go to people and grab them from there because you have an allegation against them. So that was the reason. And you know this government, the identical government, is the government that we all know in the history of our country.
Thank you.
To violate all the rules and the laws in the country.
I want to but Vasco, they get paramilitary group in the country, but they cannot prosecute them.
They cannot prosecute the paramilitary group.
These people think we get sense.
I want us to conclude this show, you know, with this conversation, folks. Now, a lot of you.
Let me take a few seconds, please. I want to go. I'll go Guata on the show with Josh, but I'll come back.
Don't get anybody 30 seconds. No 30 seconds for it, man. Finish.
All right, no problem, Nelson. But let me tell you, Nelson, this Vasco guy just said on the show that Samuel Toye came peacefully to the country and turned himself over to the Justice Department. Why would you want to sit with a kind of a face on the show and lie to the Liberian people? You think was it this easy, like how you saying it? Was it this easy the way you clearly say free there for people? You thinking that you can get a lot of people? Samuel Toye came. Were there now ordered that they were going to arrest Samuel Toye? Were there not notices that were going all around? Why would you want to lie like that?
I want us to transition, guys. Let's transition on this one. A few days ago, we pull up the communication from the chief clerk to the embattled Speaker Kofa when he was asked to vacate the office, free up the office. And he replied that communication by saying, "You don't read me letter to vacate the office. You go to the office the same way you took the speakership." I'm trying to find the best choice of words for it, that kind of response. And then, why this is still going on? Today, the House of Representatives, the plenary, the plenary engaged that discussion over the communication from the embattled speaker. Well, there was a motion from Representative Austin Taylor calling the House's Rules, Order, and Administration Committee, along with the Sergeant at Arms, to move, to take control of the Speaker's office. His argument was that Speaker Kofa is holding the operations of the House of Representatives down. His refusal to comply with the leadership of the House of Representatives is impeding the function, the smooth working of the House of Representatives. So he went on with that motion for the folks to move in and remove the items of embattled Speaker Kofa from this office. Well, so there was a motion for reconsideration filed, and the House of Representatives, or the plenary, they accepted the request. There was a specific date for the revision to review the reconsideration of that motion and to decide on the eviction that will be announced soon. So what the House of Representatives did today was that they came up following that motion. They made a decision. Okay, so let's not remove the things from the office now. Let's give it a little bit of time. There will be an official eviction. So one thing that was established by the House of Representatives today, following that communication from Councilor Kofa, was that if he doesn't turn the office over, there will be an eviction. That eviction now will be when the House's Committee on Rules, Order, and Administration will move in with the Sergeant at Arms, and they will remove Councilor Kofa things from the Speaker's office, since he's not even in the country, and he's not doing the work of the Liberian people as Speaker of the 55th Legislature. What do you make of this, guys? Where exactly are we headed? Why are we here in the first place? Are we making any progress with this whole thing up Capitol Hill? Does Speaker Kofa have a point? Does the councilor have a point here to say that, look, I'm not complying with the House of Representatives. I'm not complying with my colleagues who made me lawmakers. Now, one thing to note here is that all the people who were on his side, or majority of them, aside from the people who were suspended, the people who were on his side have all moved to the other side. Moved to the other side of the Jordan River. They've crossed the Red Sea. They're on the other side, and they're whining and dining and having session and doing the work of the Liberian people. Where is Speaker Kofa in the first place? He was elected by District Number 2, Grand Crew County, the people of that district, to represent them, to make the case for them. All of his colleagues who moved on the other side have said they've done so because they need to do the work of the Liberian people. They can't keep staying away from session. But the recent situation, his response to the communication, and what appears to be his refusal to comply with the leadership there at the House of Representatives, is this going to help the fight? Is this going to be, something that will help maybe get him back to the speakership? Are we making progress here? I don't know how to put this, but let's start a conversation around this. And we're going to start with our brother AB, Mazi, and then we can go around the table.
I think you sort of start from under because all along, I've been in the queue.
Okay, so you're not ready to go here, right?
Let me start, Nelson.
Let's start with Vasco. The Vasco,
Okay.
start with him.
Come on, let's start with George. Let's start with George. George, go ahead.
Thank you. Nelson, look, I think the speaker is quite right. Boakar's administration is characterized by lawlessness. And we all know that. If they accuse you to get into power, when they come, they pay you. They spend $375,000 of our Liberian money. A guy will sit at home for 3 good years without working, but they pay him. Then they pay another guy to get in that position for that 3 years again. So they are paying almost $700,000 or $800,000 for a single position, which is the
central bank.
CBL leader. They are paying that money. Governor, yeah.
Executive governor of the central bank. Yeah, go ahead.
Because this government is lawless. They lied about everything. And when it comes to, trying to adjudicate it,
George, sorry. Every time you say lie, they lie. When you press on that word lie, it reminds me of the defeat for the election and how bad you feel that.
Nelson, I still feel bad. Nelson, I will not lie about my feelings. That's the thing. Because Nelson, let me tell you, I'm a kind of guy who, even if I don't know you and I feel that you are being mistreated, I get angry. It's a righteous anger that comes to me. I did not benefit anything personal from the CDC, but to know that these people lie their way to power, it hurts me a lot. And I have to say, so Nelson, this is the thing, and gentlemen, this is the thing. These people lie about everything. They come to power and then they continue to sabotage our judicial system. Can you imagine our Supreme Court is now nothing? The Bar Association just took President Bouakai to tax. It was in the news that he is ransacking our judicial system. And he talked about rule of law in his arrest. But here he is, turning everything upside down in the country. And these people call themselves lawmakers. They could not stand in front of the person who they want to remove. They could not stand in front of the person they accuse to tell the person exactly what the person has done, and they don't want them, but they went somewhere else. They went to RLJ. I spent a few nights in RLJ before. It's $250 or more in the rooms. And those guys occupy that place for more than 3 months. Liberian money. Giving to that South African man who built that place. Taking back to South Africa, our money. And these guys come here and say they want speaker office. Let them go and take it. Let them just go. Maybe they don't want to call Gregory Coleman. Gregory Coleman can bring his boys to go and take everything out and put the things in there. We don't care because we know that this government is out of touch with everything. Even the legal system, they are out of touch. So we are not, it's not a surprising thing. And why it hurts that to see that the bedrock of democracy, which is the rule of law, these guys are trampling on it. It's sad, but Nelson, that's the government, that's the country we have now. That nobody respects the rule of law. If you even get a case that go to the Supreme Court, the justice minister will override the Supreme Court's ruling, and they will do whatever they want to do, like they're doing to the transport ministry. They are doing it everywhere now, Nelson. So it's not surprising. So I think the speaker should hold out and tell them to go there and grab whatever they want to grab and get out of there, and that's fine.
But Josh, the speaker has been out of session or have not conducted session I'm talking about Councillor Kofa, for the 3 months since the 17th of October to November to December to January, and now we're moving pretty close to February 17th. You're talking about 4 months here, not having session. Now, forget about the speakership. The speakership is just a privileged position, like amongst your colleagues, they select you to be. But let's talk about the people of Grand Crew County Electoral District number 2, not representing them, not making the case for them. His colleagues who went on the other side to come to attend session said they had to do it for the sake of the people that elected them in the House. They have to do the job of the people. But the speaker has been out of session for all those months. What do you think, Josh? Is it justifiable?
Nelson, yes. Can you imagine, even those people that left the speaker and went to join the majority group, they still hold out that they don't recognize the speaker as a legitimate speaker of the House. But they are there because they want to keep him in check, or to keep the House in check, because they want to also make sure.
Do you buy the argument about keeping him in check? Are they there to keep him in check?
I don't agree with them.
If they don't go, they will not get their salary. Are they there for the salary, or they want to keep him in check?
You are right. Nelson, you are right. I don't agree with their stand. I think they should have kept away from those people, because that's what Black Guy wants. He wants a divided House so that he can get his way. That's what he wants. That's why he's changing the CBL governor, because he wants to go there anytime and grab money and that nobody will hear it. That's what he wants. He wants to have a speaker who is in his pocket, or who is behind him standing. Now anything he say, I want, the person say he's here. That's what he wants. That's the type of government he wants to run. So I would rather.
When Councillor Kofa says that he's not complying with whatever coming from the House of Representatives, the communication from the chief clerk and all of that. Now, I mean, does it worth it? Just given how far we've come with this fight, looking at where we are now, budget is passed, SONA is over, the quorum is on the other side, legislative activity is going on. Does it worth it to be holding on to the office up to now?
Look, Nelson, even the Bible says it. Narrow is the road that leads to heaven. There will not be a popular rule for him, but I think I agree with the speaker that when you don't agree with something, when something is done illegally, it's illegal. And there's no way he should accept the rule of that other man whose name has already been put in the dictionary.
Okay, thank you very much. Let's hear from AB, and then we're gonna come to our brother.
I thought you were coming to family. Go like this, then you can come.
No, guys, let's take AB. Just do that. We're gonna come to you, family.
I mean, I strongly believe that JF Fanatic Kofa is a toothless bulldog and does not have teeth in his mouth to bite. I strongly believe that their fight is over, and he is passing around as a mayor representative. One of the things is that I love the way the House is executing its order, its mandates. It is not the executive prerogative for them to be able to interfere. That is not the executive. That is a separate branch of government. So it is left with them for them to be able to conduct their activities in the best way possible in the interest of the Liberian people. And the speaker said that the same way they remove him, let him wait. The iron can cut iron. Let the speaker wait, and then he will see. You see, when you having high-headed soap on your foot, it is good for you to give it high-headed medicine. So the speaker, the former speaker, that just his name, all the people that were on his committee have been removed. How can you be speaker and then former representative cannot even say get their incentives? How can you be speaker? Former lawmaker who served their county without getting their just benefit until when you are removed. And I like the way the House is conducting itself, and I love the legislature. I mean, they are working in the interest of the people. They told them after the tsunami, if any of you miss sessions, you guys will be suspended. without wasting time other than Sakon. And they said they were supposed to leave behind fanatical for then they will know what in put water in cooking. I rest my case.
Well, thank you, Famole. Sorry, not Famole, but AB. Thanks a lot. You know, I don't know where you came from with all your parable to now. What in put water in coconut, and they say they were made all of that. But let's hear from you, Charles. Then we're gonna take Famole.
Famole, you want to go?
No, Charlie, you go continue.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, but again, to my brother AB, I'm disappointed. I'm hugely disappointed. You know, in the first place, the disrespect to our rule of law is alarming. It's something that is very serious in our country today. Those guys disrespected our laws, disrespected their own rules in their house. And today, they are asking that the speaker vacate the office. And the speaker responds to them. I think he even responded more professionally. I think his response was very respectful. And I think his response was right. In the first place, the office you are claiming to take him off, you didn't legitimately occupy that office the right way. You didn't do it the right way. And to those guys that are leaving from minority block, going to the majority block, again, it's their decision to do so. But some of them still not recognize the speakership of Richard Kuhn. In fact, it was based on that Representative Yaga Koruba was dragged out of section. And so this entire thing is really, I would say, is really over because the majority bloc, the executive, the judiciary, most especially the justice minister. Let me just narrow it: the justice minister. I shouldn't say the entire judiciary. The justice minister, the executive, and the majority bloc. I think they have taken a decision already. They are the ones perpetrated all of what is going on, and it is not right to Funanti. If you want to move him, there's a procedures. Follow the right procedures. Follow the right channel to get him out. And the fact that you cannot follow the right channel to get him out at this point, and then you asking him to leave the office. No, the same way you disrespected the rule of law to get him out of his office, use that same mandate. In fact, they said when they're ready to take his things out of the place, they're going to call the justice minister, the same justice minister that refused to define ultra-virus, that misquoted the entire ruling or the entire report from the Supreme Court interpreted it in his own way, in his executive way, and the majority bloc start to run with it. Today, we are at this point. That is very, very sad. It's very alarming, and is a very big disrespect to our rule of law. And so
the conversation today about evicting him from the office. What do you make of that? The decision from the plenary today.
Funantikova is right. The communication sent. He's right. Let them go. The same way they get him out, don't go out there, bust the door, take all of the things, do whatever you want to do. Yes, he's right for that.
But in the interest, for the sake of the country, in the spirit of patriotism, do you think that is in line? Does it align with the old patriotic, stance that especially the national leaders should be taking?
So what are we saying here? Funantikova should be the only one recognizing patriotism of our country. When this entire incident occurred, when the entire incident started, why Liberians that know the truth was not talking to the majority bloc to say, look, you're wrong, this man. You gotta go back to the house and let him preside, and you'll do the right thing to get him out. Even the speaker, even the president called this man to have a conversation. They had too many agreements that came out, how they should go there to do the right thing, all this thing. Why they refused?
Thank you.
Why they refused? So at this point now, you want to get him out, but you want him to be the one opening his office door, then allowing you to go in. No, you'll go bust the door and take him out.
Thank you very much.
Bust his laptop, bust his everything that in the office, and you take it out. Just how you drag Riaga quarterback out of section, you drag his thing out of section too.
Let me hold you there. Famula, you want to come in? And we take Vasco next, and Sandy will take us to the phone lines.
Look, I think sometimes if the show continue to go like this, we'll eventually name it a comedy show, because it sounds comical that we will sit on a show and we give credence to a so-called rule of law committee or so-called rule of law lawmakers or caucus. Man, let's be serious here, man. Let's speak truth to power, and let's speak on behalf of the Liberian people. I consider Kofa knows fully well that he has already lost the speakership. What's the value of the office of a speaker if your rights, and all the benefits of being a speaker is already taken away from you?
Was it done right?
My man, forget about it. We're not talking about whether it's been done right or not. That is a cliche, because that's the only thing people running around with. When this same speaker was the one, he was also in that very house when Cabinet Janet was illegally removed. Was he not there? Oh, now because it is in his case, now people should carry drum around and beat drum of it. Look, let me say this to you. The Liberian people in the entire judiciary system have to redeem themselves, because the Liberian people themselves don't have any faith in the justice system. We all been saying that from the time we were very young. They said no justice for the poor. This is not a new song. You already know the justice system. You think the justice system just started yesterday? No. Councilor Kofa can go up and down. He has been out of the country for 4 months. Is he not receiving a pay? Is he not receiving them? We already know he has come to America. He bribed and went and paid money to a fake justice media group and lie on the vice president, calling him carrying out ethnic cleansing, using all kind of terminology, and he was brought on the scene spoon. He couldn't even define ethnic cleansing. We already know that CDC said they're going to do the Sconia lie. I don't know whether they get any other lie. They said the same way United Party, quote unquote, lie to come to power, will do everything in our power.
Let's say going to order them, we're free time. We're like.
So
please go ahead. I know Vasco doesn't like to hear CDC in our conversation.
The CDC said they're going to lie and will do the worst thing to come back to power, and that's not going to work, because we live in the age of information. The Liberian people eyes are open, and anything that you bring up that will be so diabolical, it will be dissected on platform like this. So Councillor Kova already know for the way that he's no longer speaker and no lawmaker who cross over. I'm disappointed that Charles is trying to reference Yeke Koluba being dragged out of session. How many days have you seen people discussing that kind of an issue? Has Yeke Koluba conducted himself as a representative in a way and fashion in which that people can recognize him to be a lawmaker? So all the people who said in that session, they did not drag them out. That only Yeke Koluba they see to go drag out. Let's be fair to ourselves, man. You yourself, you cannot even be proud to even look at Yeke Koluba and call him a lawmaker, because he has not. For the past 6 years, he has not even made one law in a whole hall. Every day he disrupts and they point him out. That's all he does. And he goes.
Law is not made by a single lawmaker. You introduce a bill or whatever.
Yeah, he has not introduced one single bill. That's what I'm trying to say. He has not introduced one single bill. 6 years, and the Liberian people money they pay him that. And I see
let me just make a quick correction to my brother.
But yeah, we'll give you the time, family. Sorry, Charles,
so
we'll give you the time.
We are not supporting. Let me conclude quickly, Nelson. We are not supporting people breaking the laws, but in as much as we are speaking about people following the law, let them also make sure that they themselves they are in line with the law. Because he is no longer, for now, I can tell you that Councillor Kova is impersonating. He's no longer a speaker.
Thank you. Sandy, okay, let's take Vasco, then we'll bring you in, Sandy.
Yeah, that's Sandy be the last. Thank you, Nelson. Look, the speaker is right. I mean, the precedent this government is setting in our country is very bad. Look, because we are not stupid. We know, like for me, I know very well that the legitimate speaker of our country is Fonati Kofa. And I will tell my children, they got a large group of people, almost 40 plus 50%, they know Fonati is the speaker. So everything that the majority group carry on, I mean, those are all even. They can just do what they want to do. But we have the laws on
those are what, even?
Oh, yeah, they're even. They carry on, they do what they want to do.
Okay.
You understand? No. But nothing these people have done in line with our laws. Nothing. Just simple. According to you people, they say the minority group joining them. So according to you, if the majority group is joining them, what's stopping them from going through the regular process to obtain the 49% and go through what they're supposed to do and move the speaker? That's all they've been saying. You go through the process. I will recuse myself, and we can go through whatever we're supposed to do. So what you see Fonati doing? He wasn't doing this. So the government, he put in the government in a mess, and they said they will soon go and fall into it again. You remove this man illegally. Now you're about to go bust into his office and throw all his things outside. It will be a record. We will remember this. That when the most experienced leader of our country, Joseph Boakai, assumed the presidency, under his watch, Liberia had 2 speakers. And the legitimate speaker was thrown outside her office, and then the fake speaker took charge of the 55th legislature.
Thank you.
This is what we're going to remember, the Unity Party that is.
Thank you. I want to hold you there, Vasco. I want to hold you there because we are seriously out of time. We want to take a few calls from our audience.
No, Sandy got to talk.
Sandy.
Man,
go ahead, Sandy.
I'm not going to start you on this show. Look, I have made my position clear on this show numerous times regarding this topic. This is not about Speaker Funati Kofa, this is about protecting the rule of law in our country. There's a reason why we have a constitution, and there's a reason why, as a country, we have laws. If we continue to disrespect those laws, to ignore those laws, then we are running a country that is lawless. And we don't want that. We saw what that did to us for about 15 years when we were fighting unnecessary civil crisis because few people refused to abide by the rule of laws that govern our country. How Funati is being removed, and I said being removed, not removed, because still, for me, he hasn't been removed. How he's being removed is illegal. It's not good for our country. It's not good for our governance. Just because an executive branch wants someone else to work with, then they will support a group of legislators to illegally remove an elected speaker. That is wrong. Now you're saying you want to remove the speaker's stuff, things from the office so that Richard Poon can occupy that office. The only thing I will ask is really for the Supreme Court to speak up on what Funati and his team put before them. Come and clarify the ruling. You rule in a case, come and clarify the ruling. If the Supreme Court clarifies the ruling, and the ruling says that the Honorable Funati Kofa is no longer Speaker of the Republic of Liberia, and that he was legitimately removed, then I will be the first person to call on Honorable Kofa to remove his stuff from that office and turn it over to Richard Kuhn. But until that can happen, I will support the Funati Kofa decision, and I will actually ask Richard Kuhn and his folks to maybe hold off and wait for the Supreme Court to rule, to clarify the ruling, to explain the ruling. So I think that's where we are.
Thank you.
Really, what is happening is wrong. And if we continue to trend in that direction, we are running a country that don't respect rule of law, and it's going to really affect us in the long term.
Thanks a lot, Sandy. Thanks a lot. Emmy, welcome to the show. I see you came on at the time when we go into the phone lines. So
Vasquez, you want me to talk? He's doing that to you.
We're gonna go to the Charles.
I think it will be necessary for us to go to the phone now.
Charles,
I was about to.
So what we're gonna do is that, Charles, you're gonna include that in your closing. You just give it one.
So take the phone call.
05551011075 is the number to call. I will put the WhatsApp up. Hello.
Morning, Nelson.
Morning. Let's hear you.
Thank you very much, and good morning to the panelists in the diaspora in Liberia. Well, my name is Andrew Wisa, and I join you from Balance District number 11.
Yeah.
I've been listening to you guys talking about politics, and there's something that has come on my mind, and I believe that you all should be sharing it. The manner from which our country is growing, with our well-affected youth, by the issue of drugs.
Hello, sir.
We should emphasize on this.
Can you hear me?
I know.
Can you hear me?
I'm getting you.
Okay, so we're not doing what's on your mind at the moment. We are taking calls on the conversations we just had. We talk about
Okay, so let me just get my input on the issue that you guys are talking about. Well, I believe that the Supreme Court is going to be the most important to our country.
Too bad we lost it. 05551011075. So we had a conversation around the decision of the wife of Senator Prince Johnson to support Representative Samuel Koga. She said he's the best person to take on the legacy of her husband. And we also talk about Jefferson Koji's outburst on the government. He says that the government is unfortunately is very unfortunate that after accusing him of all the different things and other people were accused, that the government is not persecuting them. He wants the government to start the prosecution now, start to prosecute them, since in fact they were accused of lots of other things. And then the decision from plenary today, an eviction plan in the pipeline to remove Councillor Kofa's things from the Speaker's office to make room for the newly elected Speaker, Honorable Kuhn, since in fact Councillor Kofa returned the communication that was addressed to him, saying that they should go and remove his things the same way they remove him from the speakership. So these are the conversations we're taking your calls on. Hello. We lost that person. Hello. Yeah, go ahead. Let's hear you.
Good morning to your family. Yes, Abu, I will tell you for the plans to put from Mama.
Yeah, quickly. Let's hear you.
Yeah. Let me. Sometimes some of your panelists come on the platform to inform, but not necessarily to be informed. Let me go to Vasco and George quickly. Vasco and George, the office of the Speaker of the House will not given to them by any Supreme Court. That brings a separate branch of government. This was given to by committee, deputy office, Speaker office, and all major committees. And the people have a statute or arm now that I can do for anybody or start anything they want to do. And that's what every people don't buy about the rule of law, but not going to cover out. This cannot be problem of political cover. This cannot be problem of lie or deceit or CDC. When you cover know that you have lost a thing, you will not transformation city. So all the people and one of the parents said, so when you cover, you know, we're going to So all the people some people talk about some people not getting the budget. Who's on the budget? Someone who can't inform. Thank you, man.
Thank you. Hello. Hello.
Good morning.
Morning. Let's hear you.
Emmanuel Dumo, first of all, I have two clarity to me. One is the guy who said he will tell his children, let him read his will and leave it. Speaker Kofa, no more speaker. Even if I was a speaker personally, they tell me the moment to go, I will boss it and hang up. Let me tell you, unfortunately, feel that if you're doing things, you do it. He sat there on the gap when the milk at the wrong way. Today, water can come down. The next thing, people will not tell you to prosecute them. With how government will prosecute them when the time comes. The next thing that you have to come and design the person they throw off. One of the government is throwing us solid stand. Why won't you crying riot? Why is that going on? You think so? You are getting CC guardian of that radio. Let it go to a radio station and start embarrassing people here. This is not us than the day. You know my time. Baba Tubato, you go outside. And what's you're making law?
Thank you very much for your input. Another person. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah, I'm from Nimba County.
Yeah, let's hear you.
How many people are the former speaker representing in Nimba County? Handful of people. Few people, new people in Nimba County that he represented them. Then the vast majority people say they don't want you. Stay in the position. You are holding the entire on our office. It's wrong.
Thank you.
The boy elected you. They go after in our house.
All right, let's go there and take this from the WhatsApp line. Hello. Hello. From the WhatsApp line, can you hear me? Go ahead.
Hello.
Hello, you are live.
Okay. How you doing?
Mama, go ahead. Let's hear you, Mama.
Okay. One time on your platform, people can't get a chance to talk. The one will stop calling. But what I want to say is, it's too sorrowful. It's too sorrowful. The situation in our country is very sorrowful. It's sorrowful. They abuse the rule of law. Walker has no respect for rule of law, but in his arrest, rule of law is there. Rule of law is there, but he can't respect it. He using our money. And that man getting power is from you people. The spoon show. And the other man, Abraham Wu. They lie on CDC government, lying on President Weah. Say not making power. What were you doing? What are you doing? What all the 10% we are doing?
So,
what are you doing?
So, Mama,
what I'm telling now is,
what's your take on the
just
decision?
listen to me now. Let me end, please.
Yeah, no, I want to ask you now, Mama. What's your take on the decision here to remove Councillor Kofa things from the Speaker office? The people say they won't use the Speaker office now. Councillor Kofa not Speaker again. Why is he gonna be in the office?
My son is wrong.
Why you think it's wrong?
If somebody renting your house, yeah, it's wrong. When somebody is renting your house, they can't pay the rent. You can't enter their house. You can't enter a room, bust the door, and enter and put their things outside. They can charge you of anything. In our Kofa, I will tell them get 100 million in our room and loss in our office.
Okay, but if you get paper from the court, if you get paper from the court, you can do that one. And the similarity here is that the people who are responsible to carry people outside from in the session or to a disturbing or whatever, they can enter anywhere in the legislature like a sergeant at arms. And the people say they carrying the sergeant at arms with them to tell the Speaker thing from in the office.
They are welcome. But the man got your money there, the money should be safe. He got his things should be safe. Because he can take legal action against them when his things are not kept properly.
Thank you. Thank you.
Action. But what I'm seeing now is, you see the way our government is now, you see how the brain is going, jobless, no rule of law, abuse.
Thank you.
About Bwaka, his people, and that's spoon show. Brother 85-year-old man. I know Bwaka is 85. 3 years going down. But 6 years, 500 years. My hand will pull her there 12 years. Hey, finish.
Thank you.
Will come.
Thank you, Mama.
Next year will come. Bwaka, the whole government, they will come down.
Thank you, Mama. Let's hold you there and take another person from this line. Hello, your name and where you call from?
Yeah. Hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Hello, morning.
Morning.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, thank you for the show. Listen to my name is Tomo F. Joseph, calling from Johnsonville, Palestine, district number 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was listening to the panel leader. The other said where they have the Speaker now, well, the minority when they are now recognizing the Speaker like there. Yeah. I wonder he really understanding himself concerning what he now recognizing the Speaker like there. The Speaker like there, they pass the budget. Now you taking pay. Money going in your account. You going, you taking it, eating it. Then you say you now recognize where you build the money going there. Where you can send it by saying, no, I now recognize the Speaker that I honor now. Oh man, you give both man. Let's put pizza to sundown and sleep.
Thank you.
Yeah.
See that people try to sleep. Look, guys, why are you giving the man sleepless night? Look, man, you know, sometimes it's just good listening to them people. You know, but the man right is it's just 3 a.m. in Moravia. Then you gave me the man sleepless night talking to them that don't correspond with the thing the man 1 year. But anyway, we have to go, guys. Sorry, I can't take any calls. Let's do our closing. Let's take 1 minute each across the table. Let's start with our brother Charles, and we're gonna go by the queue. You just follow the queue. Amy will take us home.
Right, Charles, you're mute.
Yeah, it was a great show. Indeed, sometimes the color they get us cracking, but it's important too. You can be serious all the time. Yeah, but honestly, again, as it relates to the fallen senator, like I said, I think our mother is bereaved. She's in a state where I think she needs people around her to talk to her, keep her going perfectly, instead of getting involved into politics at this early age. If for any reason I think if she would want to do something like that, I think her representing her husband, like I said, would be the right person instead of someone else, giving her support to someone else. And I just feel it's something that again, she's entitled to her decision. So I can't say much about that. So the removal of Fonanti Kofa, again, as something our people not getting. We are not here to support Fonanti Kofa as a speaker or wanting him to be the speaker. The law, the process of getting him out should be followed to the letter by using the law. We have laws. Even the house that they occupy, they have rules in that house that they need to follow to do so. Imagine the entire situation. Just think about the genesis of it to today we reach at this point. Just think about how everything played out. It's so wrong. There was nothing followed. No laws were followed. Even the 3 months, I don't know, 60 days or 90 days process that they have to announce the office vacant, something that was done in less than 2 hours. And right away you elect a speaker? Come on, man. We have to speak truth to power here, or family. We cannot come here because we support somebody and we just run with it like that. No, it doesn't work like that. We have laws that we need to follow. And to Yaga Kolba situation, my brother William in the comment section said, "Oh, I'm supporting Yaga Kolba." No, I'm not supporting Yaga Kolba. The actions by the house, the recent video, the wrong Yaga Kolba. The wrong Yaga Koluba. And I stand by that statement, the wrong Yaga Koluba 100%. And so if me saying that the wrong Yaga Koluba in that situation means that I support Yaga Koluba, if that's how you think about it, then it's fine. That's your thinking. I don't have anything to do with your thinking. But I know definitely Yaga Koluba has been someone very abusive. He sought the president and stuff and things that he do. I personally, I'm not in favor of that. Going to the extent of insulting president and insulting your federal police and doing things out of the way. No. But their actions against Koluba this gone time was completely wrong. And that's what I speak to. Thank you and God bless Liberia.
I mean, 1 minute each. What's the time?
All right. I mean, it was a great show. I would like to end like this. Look, for what we are seeing or observing in our country is terrible. I never expected this to happen so soon, based on the kind of things we heard from some of you guys right on this show. How competent was President Bwaka? How President Bwaka was, in fact, one of the best person in the country, 40 years experience. I can safely say, just in a year, Bwaka have beat every other government I know of in the history of our country to be one of the lawless government, to be the government that don't have one respect for the rule of law, that the justice minister can come and take the airway and misinterpret the law. We're in serious trouble. But people looking at it, and the thing is that we've got a partisan thing here. These are some of the things that led to us going back. Things that happened in the dark days. And we sitting with lucky. You infringing on people's rights. The man was elected as a speaker. And your own rules and the constitution is telling you the only way you can move this man, this is a procedure, this is the way you should go. You said no. Because you feel your majority, you got a few numbers on your side. You're taking him from office. And then the experienced president backing you, sending all his government officials to you to carry on business. You have to go ahead.
Thank you, Vasco.
CDC people, let me end 1 minute. 1 second. Let me conclude. I can say to my CDC people, that one thing will make me to leave CDC. If we go, which of course I know we're coming back 2029. If we don't prosecute, because President Baka, he will be charged for treason already. Because he already broke all the laws in the country. If we don't prosecute this old man and put him in jail, that will be the reason I will leave CDC.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Tracy. Go ahead, Asini.
That's cool.
All right, Tracy.
Look, during the second round, the reason some of us supported now President Bouaka is because of his platform, his agenda for the Liberian people, the arrest. I personally felt that it was better than President Weah's platform for Liberia. And on the arrest, one of the things that we all preach on this show is accountability, rule of law. The president did not say, I will come and not prioritize. He said, I will prioritize this. He said, this is important. Our country is being looted. In fact, those are the words that were used, looted. Our people are being killed. People are disappearing. That's what we campaign on. I have been here since the campaign time. I have not left. Every single show I was here. We were campaigning here that George Weah and his folks were killing the people in the country. They were beating the people in the country. No laws and order in the country. George Weah built his 1 million condominium. Samuel Toyden building mansions outside of Liberia. McGill using Liberian money to bury his mother. In fact, in that grave, millions of dollars were buried there with his mother. They were saying, yeah. Many people said, yeah, those are accusations. The president now says, and he and his team say they will hold those people accountable. Look, any serious administration, when you come, you don't make excuses. You don't put those burning issues in the back. You come and you go after them like a bulldog. You go after them with iron hands. And when you bring those people to book, when you hold them accountable, at this point, at this time, we are expecting to start to use those condominiums now for teachers, for students, for police officers. We are expecting now that the government will seize. Why are you looking at that, Amy? Are you the moderator? Don't distract me.
Huh?
The government will seize those condominiums now. But now, we are still renting it out here. He's still renting his houses out here.
Thank you, Sandy.
Right, Morovia there free here. Samuel still living in a mansion in Ivory Coast here. But then coaches say you can't hold me accountable. They are one man in the comment section laying about and say, oh, let's focus on serious things for now.
Thank you, Sandy.
I don't know which of the book Sandy is preaching from today, whether the gospel according to Vasco and George. But let me just try not to go too much into that because those gospel are not taken serious. Let me conclude on this. What a great show. And even though some of our friends normally come on the show to make us laugh, Vasco and his likes, and sometimes it's good to make us laugh. But for serious business, Fonati covered one with less than or little over 4,000 people, 4,000 votes in Grand Creek County, District number 2. And he's been receiving his benefits after being overwhelmingly voted against by majority of his colleagues who gave him the mandate. They took it back from him. And then he's sitting somewhere in the United States receiving a full benefit. And he have his surrogates on ground, making noise, talking about rule of law. But the Liberian people has already moved past that. And for him to save his face, they have asked him on several occasions to turn the office over. And if he think that he cannot do it, from the days of John the Baptist, the kingdom of God is suffer violence. And they say only the violent will take it by force. But the House, in their own wisdom, deem it necessary to use the law, which is the sergeant of arms, will go there with the regulatory committee to take him out of the office. But another one quickly, I always see people disrespecting the president, like our friend Vasco. He's calling our President Bouaka Bwaka, just how all the citizens behave. I don't know, all of you can think on the same way. You guys are so disrespectful. You guys have no moral ground to come on any serious platform to talk about, and people respecting the law, even the common law. When they say respect your elders, in fact, the Bible say honor your father and your mother so that your days will be long in the land that our God has given you. You not even respect somebody who is older than you more than 20 times. You can get calling, you insulting him anyway.
Thank you, Mama.
I don't even know where we're going on. So we say thank you, Liberian people. Let us bear in mind that that country is all we have. We're not going to take Jefferson Coaching seriously looking for attention. We're not going to give him any attention. When the time is right, we will come for him, and the Liberian people and the government will prosecute him. We're not going to dignify Jefferson Coaching and his life.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Look, I just want to close like this. I just wanted to take a memory lane, of reflection, and ask ourselves,
Are you outside?
Yes, I'm outside. Is it too loud? Okay, but then let's take Manzi.
No, go ahead. You can.
No.
Say that again.
Go ahead, we're hearing you.
Go ahead.
Okay, Vasco, depending on your comment now, Vasco, he's waiting for you.
Come on. Vasco is smarter than that. And so the thing is, let's think about it. Why was the speaker ousted? His colleagues did not oust him because he was against the development of our country. They did not oust him because he was not educated or he did not know how to lead a house. They did so because they wanted to get on so that they can get more money. Not in the interest of Liberian people, not in the interest of anything but themselves. But we sit on here, spend our resources to back them up on the wrongdoing. I think it's sad, and I'm so happy that my brother, Formula, he took some of the pangana oil from your mouth, so he talked something a little bit, enthusiastic here. Because as Liberians, we continue to go the wrong way, thinking that we're doing it to someone because we're against someone. I think it's wrong. I will just close with the former mayor's issue as Mayor Koji. Our democracy is based on the rule of law. And when justice is delayed, justice is denied. And when he's accused of running a paramilitary group in the country, and he's still available outside, not being hindered, but the country is being run perfectly. No violence, nothing in the streets. But then they said this guy has a paramilitary group. But we are waiting for maybe next year or for the next 3 years before we can bring it to justice. I think it's just compound the lies that these people told. The Liberian
Thank you, Josh.
They lie their way to power, and there's no way now to lie, because guess what? You cannot intellectualize, corruption. You cannot intellectualize suffering of the people, the poverty. You cannot do any of those things. So we are here, and we'll continue to hold their feet to the fire, because we know that President Bwaka is doing no good for Liberia, and he needs to resign if he loves Liberia. Thank you.
Thank you, Josh.
Let me first of all say thank you to the Spoon family. The issue about the former speaker, G.F. Fanatic Kofa, he has been dashed into history. I don't think that we should be discussing a former speaker now, because for the matter of the fact is that he is former, and there's nothing that can be able to bring him back. So his days is gone totally. So for his office, I strongly believe that the people, the Sergeant of Arms, they will be able to operate in a due possible time. To be able to look at Jeff Koji, a brutal guy, a guy who never had any respect for the rule of law, he's looking for attention. Jeff Koji is looking for attention, and he wants for the people to be able to discuss it, which of course his fellow citizens are doing. But I will not dignify him. I will not dignify him. I will reserve my comment for another day. Let me say thank you very much to our president for the great job well been done, for the road constructions, for the infrastructures, for the light, for the lighting of our cities. And the president does not want to be the president where he go to bed, very soon. This is a president who work up to 1 o'clock in the morning. To tell you that the president is doing the laboratory work.
Where did you get a report from?
That's true, Nelson. That's true. That's 100% correct.
How do y'all know that?
Because we have people that closer to the president. He's up for a long time. Really.
This is the president
who make it set up for 20 minutes, 10 minutes.
Let's have him conclude, please, guys.
This is the president who, when the sedition is fine, relaxing, and then they say he's sleeping. So we will understand you guys. We will understand you guys. But thank you, Nassim, and have a good night.
Thank you. Emmy, you want to just...
First of all, my uncle is old. Nobody can deny that. He needs his nap. Whoever don't like it, that's their business. Anyways, yeah, let me touch the topic that I came on before you switched it. I wanted to touch on that a little bit, but I don't have time. So I'm just going to address the lies that I keep hearing, that people keep going around. Even when I watch the Day Show, I keep hearing it's like a recitation. They lie their way to power. They lie their way to power. I was talking to Vasco the other day. I said it's like you're sitting in that room. The whole place is light up, right? And you got light bulbs shining right on your mole. And then I'm telling you, I'm sitting way in America. I'm telling you, say, oh, Vasco, that room in that room is dark. Even though you're enjoying your life, you got jobs, you got everything, you got to light yourself. Oh, me, I'm enjoying. And I said, no, you're not enjoying. That place is dark. Can't you see it? And he said, oh, yeah, the place is dark. Let me go. That's what they're telling us, that the Liberian people were sitting there enjoying when George Weah was president. And we said in all the world, we told them that, no, you're not enjoying, you're suffering. No, everything is good. My hospital, everything, rule, everything is correct. No, absolutely not. You're suffering. Vote him out. And then they ran to the ballot. They listened to it and ran to the ballot box and went and vote Judge Weah out. That is so, I don't know where you're coming from with that lying. It just doesn't make any sense. Because everybody that was in our country, they know what they were going through. I'm sitting here. If I don't know what they're going through and lying to them, I think they know what they're going through and they know how to vote. So I'm so sick and tired of hearing that. And people talking about Jefferson Kochi, if he did this, he coming out talking about just prosecuting. When the government first took power, the first little things then they were doing, when they asked the recovery came and started jabbing, I said they said they were working. Everybody started something. Judge Weah went to the headquarters. They ghost hunting, because I can say witch hunting my people. We turned power over peacefully. And so everybody was witch crying around. When it slowed down, everybody, why aren't they prosecuting us? Why aren't this happening? Why isn't this happening? I don't know what's going on. But first of all, my brother said, prosecution does not come one day. Okay? We want this to happen. But if it hasn't happened in the first year, it doesn't mean that it will not happen. If it doesn't happen, we will say something about it. But to say it's never happened the first year, then we should say they failed. The thing that I'm looking at is declaring assets and maybe some of the tenure position, the way they're handling it. I'll front on that. But not just please don't listen to me. Not on why they haven't prosecuted people yet. No, I will not front on that because we still have a lot of time. And the thing about this, think about the house, whatever they're doing in the house, and they're blaming it on the executive, and whatever the executive have decided to do with the sergeant your arm, oh, it has to be black guy that doing it. I have to, my people, it doesn't matter how long you sit on here. It's like you talking about lies. The people I see running around with lies is the CDC. When mommy came out with a tip, they said, oh, that AI. Mommy said, provide your own AI. That one AI came. Oh, Jesus, why didn't you come? My brother died. Then Jesus said, oh, I had to pass to the couple shot. You know they got GB there today. Come on, people. Stop that. Stop fooling the Liberian people and stop acting like you care about the rule of law so much. I feel bad about what happened to Councilor Kofa. But the way his people went, and we all know what happened to that capital. You can come in front all day and pretend and want to be diplomatic about it. That's your business. But I know, you know what happened to that capital. And because of that, I'm not going to support anybody that's something behind him. For you to come in and be talking about the executive do that, the executive do that. No. My brother said we support Rwanda. We see how the president is going and the country is getting better. If President Baka doing these things and nothing's working, we will frown it. But if a president can come up, whatever rule or law or whatever, those people in that house, they are not doing anything that benefiting the Liberians people, whatever. They are not. I'm concerned about what the president can do right now to make Liberian people life easier, to bring drugs and make the economy better for our innocent people that are suffering. Not a bunch of people that are standing there taking money, taking everything, they're getting paid more than the district fund and all of that. I'm not concerned about them. So that's what I came on the show to say. And whatever.
Well, guys, it's been a great show. I want to say thanks to everyone for being on tonight. Thank you, Charles T. Gonga Jr. for being on tonight. Thanks to our brother Vasco Sumo. He represents the CDC. Charles is a former CDC, as a matter of fact.
I know that.
Don't say that. Don't do that. That's it.
No, but who brought you on the show? Mobile told us that you are CDC. You guys have better argument backstage.
Man,
Anyway,
I see, man. I don't see this man.
But our brother Jirawu,
I think Vasco is aware that he didn't receive my membership form.
Our brother Jirawu.
Well, if y'all come here whenever we say something about President Waka, you say we are United Parties. So why they call you CDC too?
Oh, guys.
No, I'm not CDC. I'm not from CDC. I'm not a CDC.
Family, thanks for being on
tonight.
No,
UPS either.
Maggie and Emmy, we appreciate all of you. We look forward to a great show tomorrow. Until then, have a good night, guys. And to our audience, we appreciate all of you for staying up. The other men, I say, you're giving hard time. You want sleep.
Especially Vasco. Vasco, right here on
that man go sleep.
Imagine a man already giving hard time.
That's it. He said, your gay man chance, man. That man go sleep.
Henrietta Morgan, Madam Marcia Snelling, City, Edmond City. I see Martha. Yes, all of you blessed, blessings and blessed. And that's money. Lane Lakpo, and all of you.
I can get more voting, Marshall. Please.
And we appreciate all of you tonight for being on. We look forward to another great show tomorrow. Until then, have a good night, guys, and
Thank you,
bye-bye.
guys. Have a good night.
Okay.